Tonight, for your viewing pleasure, we have Mr. Alan Burnett, everybody's favorite uncle, the ever-huggable Bruce Timm, my arch-nemesis Glenn Murakami, and retired billionaire playboy Paul Dini. I'm Jason Hillhouse, and welcome to Inside Batman Beyond. Tonight, we're going to discuss Season 1. Let's start at the beginning. Batman Beyond is more of an original idea.
Semi.
Then, well, Batman and Superman and stuff kind of established things. So where did the idea come from? Where did we start?
The idea came out of the office of Jamie Kellner, who was the head of programming at the WB network. He had a meeting with us, and he started off by being very complimentary to the current Batman show that we were doing. This was the New Adventures of Batman. And he said, yeah, we really, really like the show. You guys are doing a great job on it. It skews a little old. And he said, so we'd really like to retrofit, Batman so that we could get a little bit more of the kid demographic to watch the show, make sure that the kids watch the show. And we said, we're thinking, okay, does that mean we have to give him a sidekick? We already had 2 sidekicks. We didn't know where he was going with this, and all of a sudden we started to realize that he was talking about not just kind of revamping the show, he was talking about doing a completely new show. And then the words Teenage Batman came out of his mouth, and we all kind of went, whoa. So we were all kind of sitting there kind of stunned, as you might imagine, and he said, so do you guys have any ideas of what you could do with this? And just kind of off the top of our heads, we just started just coming up with the concept of Batman Beyond, right there on the spot without any thought. And he went, great, that sounds like a show to me. I said, so I guess we'll do some development on this and get back to you in a week or so. He says, no, you guys have a green light. Go make the show. And so we walked out of there just shell-shocked. And we met out in the parking lot and kind of went, what do we do? This is really bizarre. It's we love the show that we're doing. We love the classic Batman. I'm not sure we want to do this teenage Batman show. And Paul and I called each other over the weekend 3 or 4 times, just so what do you think? Is this crazy or what? It's I'm not really sure I want to do it.
I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah, we said that several times,
Yeah.
And then Monday morning I went into the office and I met with Glenn and I told Glenn the whole thing.
He went, come here, come to my office. And then we went into your office and he said, close the door. He told me all the ideas, and then he pitched me the Batman Beyond idea, and he's like, what do you think of it? And I was like, let's do it. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. When do we start?
So Glenn kind of talked me into it. I mean, his enthusiasm for it kind of immediately turned me around, and it's Glenn was on board with it because I knew he was going to take the lion's share of the design work because he was our art director. I figured if he was game, we'd give it a shot. And then the more we started talking about it and developing it and actually, talking about the different dynamic of the character, we actually started really, really liking the idea. And then by the time, we were, knee deep in it, we loved the show, so.
Alan and I started talking about ideas, and we realized, yeah, there is something here, especially if we can make it a continuation of the show we've been doing. Let's skip ahead 40 to 50 years and see what Bruce Wayne's life is like. And that became kind of fascinating from a writer's point of view because we were able to use the seeds we had planted in the original series and see how Bruce's life had progressed. Had he cleaned up crime in Gotham City? Not really. What had his struggle against crime brought him? He was a lonely old man living in a giant mausoleum with a dog as his only companion. So it's sad that that's what his vision brought him to. But you bring in this new character, Terry McGinnis, and suddenly that is like a shot of life for this guy. And that makes him seem like a heroic and a noble character that Terry is able to bring him out as a hero again.
Do you remember the original title?
I may have said that.
Remember
the
the working title for a little while? We had to find something else. We knew we did, but...
Batman Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
even before that.
What?
We were calling it the Tomorrow Night.
Oh, the Tomorrow Night.
Right.
Thank God. We did.
Well, what were some of the you said Batman Tomorrow.
Batman Tomorrow, the Tomorrow Night, B2.
I don't remember
Was it
that.
with a little squared, B squared kind of thing?
I don't even know.
It was Batman Tomorrow for a long time.
Right.
It was on all my, I think, development artwork. Yeah, I wrote Batman Tomorrow on it. So.
And then somebody eventually realized, you know what, that's going to be really hard to do promotional interstitials tomorrow on Batman Tomorrow. I mean, tonight on,
Yeah.
Batman Beyond's a better title anyway.
Yeah.
It was a great title.
Whose idea was that?
I think that was mine.
I think it was me.
Yes, take it.
I remember there were four titles that were in contention in the end.
Maybe it was both of ours.
It could be. All I remember is that we
I'll
all
let you have that one.
we
Arm
all
wrestle.
gravitated to that one.
Arm wrestle. Winner gets it.
I just have a feeling that was mine. I don't know why.
This really was kind of committing to saying this is a real
Oh yeah, this is
continuity.
a definite continuity commitment because once you show Bruce Wayne, in his 80s, anytime you go back and show him again in his younger days, you kind of know, where it's going. So
Bruce said, like, well, it won't wreck what we've already started. It wasn't gonna conflict with the continuity we already started.
it felt like a good natural continuation of it. It didn't seem all that contrived. It didn't seem forced and contrived. It felt, it felt good. But Jamie really liked the old Bruce Wayne idea.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
In fact, he liked the first design of Bruce Wayne that I did, where he looked really old.
Boris Karloff.
Yeah, the
design.
Boris Karloff,
Yeah.
Uncle Creepy thing. I mean,
Yeah,
he really
that was
liked
really
that.
good.
He had
Yeah.
like a blind eye.
Yeah, he had like a blind eye. And he was
even
almost
less
bald.
hair.
And he was a mess. And
Yeah.
Jamie really liked that. And I remember afterwards we had a meeting. We had kind of a summit meeting where somebody mentioned the possibility of killing off Bruce Wayne, and that's when I slammed my fist on the table and said, "I will never kill off Bruce Wayne."
It had to have been liberating to kind of have some of the contemporary shackles kind of lifted. Like literally now you can do anything.
Well, yes and no. I mean, we didn't want to make it so futuristic that it was unrelatable. We didn't want it to look like Star Wars or Flash Gordon. We didn't
Right.
want people to have transporters and, jets and stuff. Even the fashions, we just said, okay, what's fashion going to look like 50 years from now? Who knows? But it's probably not going to be that different than what people are wearing now. They're
Sure.
still going to be wearing shirts. They're still going to be wearing pants and shoes, but they'll just be some kind of different cut. The biggest fashion statement we made was getting rid of lapels. Nobody's suit has lapels on them.
Lapels are out in 50
Lapels
years.
are,
You heard it
they're
here
out.
first.
But,
Well, when you draw guys in like double-breasted suits for like how many seasons?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I want to draw something new. So
yeah,
that's
lapels out.
Yeah.
that was probably a reaction to that.
Yeah.
So it's a real subtle kind of
Well,
futuristic.
50 years
stuff.
isn't that far.
It's not
I mean,
that
really,
far.
it's not like,
But
it's...
it needed to be futuristic and still be Batman too.
Right.
That was the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
How did you not fall into the trap of just, okay, everybody updated? Here's the Riddler in 50 years. You guys created a lot of new characters and a lot of new villains.
We wanted to avoid that easy trap of just having, Poison Ivy Beyond and Two-Face Beyond, and
Right.
we wanted to have all new villains. And we did, Bane showed up, but he was really old and kind of
Mr.
sitting in a
Freeze
wheelchair.
also.
And Mr. Freeze, we couldn't resist because we love Mr. Freeze. But other than that, it was just kind of like, nope, let's not do the Joker and let's not do all that other stuff, because it was just.
I think in the beginning we did have like, kind of a Riddler type and a Clayface type, but I think we just said, no, don't do
try to
that.
send
No,
some of
don't
them
do
out.
that.
Yeah.
When we started Batman a decade and a half ago, that turned out to be a 6 to 14-year-old show.
Mm-hmm.
And we never quite shook off the 14-year-olds
No.
as we kept going through, even on
It's
the way to
hard.
It's very hard.
Well, when you deal with a character that has a long history in comics and movies and television, he's going to have fans at of all age groups. And I think even if you're doing a show ostensibly for kids, and you're doing the show well and you're engaging the audience, other people are going to watch simply because they know the character from their own childhood and they want to catch up with it. I mean,
We try not to make the show, so
Gory.
extremely gory or extremely dark that kids aren't going to be interested in it and parents are going to freak out about it. But when we make the shows, we're kind of writing the shows that we would have liked to have seen when we were, 10.
Well,
It's like literally when I was a kid, I would have died to watch a show like Batman Beyond. That would have been like, heaven.
There's a villain that came from my 10-year-old brain.
What?
There's a show, we did a show called Untouchable, was that it?
Untouchable.
Untouchable, about a guy who had this repeller suit.
Right?
That's from a 10-year-old brain. That particular
Which
one.
character is
Neat.
that?
We never named him. We never named him in the thing.
Wait, cut to picture of him now.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there
a
he
cool
is.
design. It looked really great.
So we just try to make the best show that we can, and we're we're all geeks and we're all kind of kids at heart still. So we figure if we like the show, the kids are gonna like it too.
I would say that it's been a successful start, and I thank you for your time this evening.
Certainly.
We'll talk to you later. Enjoy. Go watch the shows. See ya.